What is a legal scam that is still happening in 2022? If you're a personal business owner, you may receive what looks to be a bill in your mail from the US Domain Authority. At first glance, you're under the impression that you need to pay $289 to renew your website's domain name. However, there is very fine print stating that you are not legally required to pay the listed amount. It's actually an ad requesting you pay that amount in order to have your website listed on the US Domain Authority site. I can't imagine how many people have been tricked by this. Read your mail carefully. I got this letter just the other day. They look so legitimate, but it went right into the trash. Private prisons. You're telling me that they charge the government for the beds and the taxpayers still gotta foot the bill if those beds are empty so the company running it doesn't lose money? Frick you. Look, OP, if you want to get in on some legal scam, you have to do your own research. That's why I recommend you buy my book, What You Can Do to Legally Become Rich in 12 Easy Lessons. Just 24 easy payments of $199.99 and you will have the secrets to being a millionaire unveiled right before your eyes. When I was young, I fell for this scam. Found an ad on Craigslist offering a guide on making money online. Sent the guy $15 and he sent me a Word doc that basically said post an ad on Craigslist and if someone bites, send them this doc. The troubled teen industry. It doesn't work. It traumatizes children. It's legal kidnapping. I hope more attention comes to it and something happens. They're a business and the goal is to make money, not help troubled teenagers. FFS. Half the time the kids aren't even troubled. The troubled teen industry refers to for-profit organizations aimed at steering rebellious and at-risk youth onto a better path through reform camps. But their methods are tough love, negative positive punishments and physical labor. Because it's a business meant to make money, a lot of corner cutting happens. They hire young and untrained staff for less pay rather than therapists and certified nurses and teachers. It's also not regulated at all, so they can effectively do whatever they want with little recourse. They use scared straight tactics and beat kids into obedience. They claim the best way to send a kid there is by surprise so they don't try and run beforehand, aka burst into their room at 2 AM and drag them into a van with very few belongings. Look up Elan School for a notorious one. Paris Hilton was kidnapped at 2 AM and sent to Provo Canyon when she was 16. Look at how well that worked. Civil forfeiture. You're going to tell me that a cop thinks that my property might be used for illegal activity, and that cop is going to steal it from me and pad their department's bottom line? What the actual F? Enough people don't know about this. Unless you're one of the victims it happens to, then you're like WTF, the police just robbed me. Ticketmaster. WTF is a handling fee when I am the one handling my own phone? Timeshares. I figured Airbnb and VRBO and all the other temporal disruptors would have put a stop to this predatory own little pay mucho cash grab which destroys local housing markets and creates wet paint ghost towns. But alas, it persists and we have to stare at lines of cheap shacks or Soviet bloc style complexes left vacant on off seasons or occupied by flightless grey birds who only fly south because some IR idiot got conned in a Ramada Inn on a Tuesday, looking for a free golf bag. Arguably these apps have created more of a problem, but I figured it'd be better. Having to file your own taxes then being fined if you don't do it right. Seconded. The fact that there is a huge industry around helping you do your taxes is a red flag. If doing your taxes right is too taxing, and complicated, then the Fed should provide a free TurboTax equivalent. Charging for parking in hospitals and clinics. Also charging people money to withdraw money or because they have small, positive balances in their bank accounts. The hospital where I work technically charges for parking, but they give parking vouchers like free candy to any patients or visitors. I think it is to keep people from using the hospital ramp and then going somewhere else. My kid's school charges a $3 internet fee if you want to refill their cafeteria cards via the website. If you do it in person there's no fee. If they feel they have to charge a fee, shouldn't it be the other way around, since if you use their website you aren't taking up anyone's time? Don't forget the DMV and other government agencies that are also doing this same thing whenever you need to get a license, a permit, etc. If anything it should be cheaper because they don't need to pay someone to sit there and take your cash in person. or sit in an office and process paper checks. Sadly overplayed, but health insurance. Just yesterday there was a post about a guy who had medically necessary surgery and the insurance didn't want to pay the hospital. Why insurance goes up after an incident? The fact that you give regular monthly installments is the intent that they will save you the hassle in case of a problem. Insurance should only go up after an accident you were at fault in. Medication costs. My dog had hookworm and so my doctor recommended I get treated as well just to be safe. Pharmacy called me warning that it would cost me $2,995. Asked my doctor if there was an alternative. Was able to get an equally effective treatment for $45. Doctor advised anti-malaria pills before traveling to Southeast Asia. All the pharmacies I called in my area told me the cost would be about $600 to fill the prescription. No insurance. I got it filled at a legitimate pharmacy in Vietnam for $20, and I don't think they required a prescription. I'm not sure if there's an actual name for it, but the practice of banks where they prioritize your automatic payments in order of highest to lowest so that you're more likely to overdraw earlier, and then they can slap on their overdrawn fees for each consecutive payment that attempts to go through. For example, you have $600 in your account and have 6 automatic payments coming out. They prioritize the $400 loan payment first, then the $120 car insurance, then $50 internet, $50 cell phone, $50 utilities, $50 renter's insurance. You now owe $90 in overdrawn fees, are late on 3 bills, and are mostly broke. If they'd have prioritized the last 5 first, then the loan payment, you'd have $280 left, a bill you're late on, and $30 in overdrawn fees. It's so freaking scummy. If debt collectors can trick a grieving person into uttering words that imply you take responsibility for your dead relative's debts, that can be treated as a binding oral contract and allow them to collect from you. University fees. I have to not only pay for my classes and admin fees, I have to pay for 2 separate student union fees, a technology fee, an online processing fee, and a recreation and athletic fee, despite the field house being entirely closed due to COVID. I had to pay activity fees when I was fully online in college. WTF. I'm too late for this to be seen probably, but I'll post it anyway. I once accidentally clicked something on the internet and unbeknownst to me signed up to some crappy subscription for £15 a month. The subscription was basically a monthly spam email about something uninteresting that went unnoticed. It was somewhere between 6 to 12 months before I noticed I was paying this company money, as I thought it was my Wi-Fi bill showing up on my direct debit record. I googled the company name. It was a company in Macclesfield or Mansfield if I remember correctly. Straight away the reviews were all saying it's a scam, hard to cancel the direct debit, etc. Phoned my bank, who informed me the company was known to them but had always stayed within the law and I'd be extremely lucky to get any money refunded. Bank also said that I needed the company to stop the subscription as they couldn't do it. I found the customer service number for this company. Straight away was told by the automated voice lady that it was £1 something a minute to be on the phone to them, which infuriated me as I was having to pay even more money to get them to stop scamming me. Anyway, I got put on hold after a minute or so of ringing. The icing on the cake was the on hold song with The Streets. Dry your eyes, mate. At that point I laughed to myself and applauded their sheer cheek. I got played well. That's when you close your bank account and use a different bank. Health insurance. My parents went to get some prescriptions the other day. With insurance $250. Without insurance $160. Health insurance in America. I spend $600 a month to cover myself and my son and have never walked into a medical appointment without a $200 to $300 bill showing up in the mail. It seems since I can afford insurance, then I get charged more for services after the insurance company negotiates prices down. I'm a single father making $15 per hour. Insurance is more than rent and my car payment combined. USA tax-paying system. Paraphrasing. We know how much you owe, but we want you to calculate it and you have to get it correct under pain of prison or paying too much. Oh, and the whole process is more complicated than it needs to be because of private interests. Congress has tried to make taxes automatic in the US. but TurboTax lobbied hard against it. I used to go to the ticket gate to get tickets to circumvent the fee, but now the ticket office is only open when another concert is going on. It really pisses me off. I'm looking at a downtown concert in the summer and hoping that their ticket office actually has predictable hours. The housing market. So many corporations are buying up houses and then jacking up rent, construction and real estate industries. And then you have builders that build small, cheap units that won't stand the test of time because corners are being cut, and real estate agents trying to line their own pockets with bidding wars and creating a sense of scarcity and urgency. This to me is very scary. The idea of companies owning so much of the housing market really removes one of the main ways average families can build wealth and provide financial security for themselves. If you are new to the channel, you can subscribe. I publish new videos every day. Until then, check another video. Bye for now.